This is the Funk's Q8 Plus electric bike. Just looking at it, you can see it's a pretty tough, solid machine. The frame is aluminum, giving it a strong skeleton without making it look too bulky. Its 26-inch fat tires really grab your attention. They're huge, almost like they belong on a motorcycle, not a regular bike. And honestly, that was one of the first things that drew me in. You just know right away this isn't your average e-bike. I've had the Q8 Plus for about 6 months now, and wanted to use this video to give a real, honest, quick review, sharing what it's been like living with this bike day to day. At the start, I was a little nervous about how heavy it looked, and whether the dual motors would be overkill, especially for someone who wanted to use it for both commuting and weekend trails. But curiosity won me over, and I decided to test it out as my main ride. Key features that you notice right off the bat are the dual 1000-watt brushless motors. The combined peak output gets up to 3000 watt. In simple terms, you basically have 2 motors, one in each wheel, which means you've got a load of power at your disposal. This setup gives you a top speed around 37 miles per hour. I know that number can sound intimidating, and honestly, I rarely even push it that far, especially when just riding around the city. The good news for newer riders is that there are different power assist levels. You don't need to go full speed. Start slow, get a feel for how it accelerates, and work your way up. That's exactly what I did. Even in pedal assist level 1 or 2, this bike moves along nicely, and it feels sturdy and responsive. What I find really impressive is the battery. It's a 52-volt, 23-amp-hour lithium battery, which for everyday language just means you get a ton of range. I usually get 3 days of trail riding out of a single charge, and for city rides, you could easily stretch it to more than 75 miles if you're smart about how you use pedal assist. The battery is lockable, making it secure if you want to leave your bike outside, and you can also pop it out and bring it inside to charge. That's been super convenient on rainy days when I don't want to wheel the whole bike up and down the stairs just for charging. Comfort was a concern for me going in because fat tire bikes sometimes look tough but don't always deliver on ride quality. The Q8 Plus has full suspension. The 2 fronts act like shock absorbers you might see on a car, plus 2 seat springs and a soft saddle. The bike soaks up bumps and rough patches on any terrain, from city potholes to dirt tracks in the park. I actually left the original seat on, and it turned out to be the comfiest stock seat I've ever tried. No soreness at all, even after hours of riding. The fat tires also make a big difference. They grip well and add a layer of cushion. It's perfect for mixed surfaces. I've taken it through sand, gravel, even a light patch of snow after a cold night. The feeling of stability is confidence-boosting, especially when you want to let loose a little off-road. Safety was another thing I cared a lot about. The hydraulic disc brakes stand out here. What that means is instead of old-school cable brakes, this system uses hydraulic fluid, which gives you much more controlled and powerful stops. The first few times I had to brake suddenly, I felt how smooth and responsive these brakes are. No weird wobbling, no skidding. Riding at higher speeds or carrying heavier loads, you definitely want that sort of reliable stopping power. Another small cool detail. The LCD display is easy to read, shows battery status, speed, distance, and your pedal assist level clearly, and the button layout is intuitive. You've got simple switches for things like lights and horn right near the handlebars. I actually took off the bulky front headlight and replaced it with a lighter, clip-on torch because I ride mostly in daylight, but the included headlight is plenty bright for night riding. I also added a pannier bag and a rear-view mirror for extra utility, especially when running errands or riding in busy streets. Modding up the bike to fit my riding style has been easy. Everything is pretty straightforward to attach or remove. Now the Q8 Plus isn't light. It's a solid heavy e-bike, so if you're planning to haul it up multiple flights of stairs daily, it might not be ideal. That's the trade-off for getting that kind of power and rugged frame. At first, I worried about what would happen if I wiped out. I did crash a couple of times on trails, and apart from needing to straighten out the handlebars a bit, nothing broke or failed. That built-in durability has genuinely impressed me. I know new riders sometimes get nervous when they hear words like dual motor system or pedal assist levels. So just to break it down, you can ride with both motors for maximum torque, great for climbing hills or sandy trails, or you can switch one off and get more range and quieter operation if you're just cruising around town. Pedal assist just means the motor kicks in when you pedal, making it much easier than a normal bike, especially against wind or on slopes. If you want, you can ride the Q8 Plus just like a regular bike too. The 7-speed Shimano shifter lets you set the physical gear for comfortable pedaling, even if you're low on battery. I'd recommend this for anyone who's got a mix of riding needs, someone who commutes during the week and wants real trail capability on weekends. If you enjoy tinkering and customizing, there's a lot you can do with it. If this is your first e-bike, the extra power might feel like a lot at first, but the build quality, range, and comfort make it very easy to grow into it. The maintenance has been straightforward so far. I keep the drivetrain clean and lubed, the battery comes inside to charge, and so far, nothing's failed unexpectedly. Just worth knowing, because FENGQS isn't as widely known as some bigger brands, sometimes you might need to be patient if you ever need unique spare parts. From my experience, the only times I wished for something different were when I had to carry the bike up a staircase or had to double-check with local laws about speed limits for e-bikes where I live, since it easily goes above most standard allowed speeds. For most folks who want serious power, real range, and comfort for long rides, I think it's a fair trade. In conclusion, the FENGQS Plus is a powerful, well-built, and super fun electric bike that strikes a nice balance between city and off-road riding. If you want an e-bike that can take daily commutes and isn't afraid of a little adventure, this one is hard to beat for the price. The motor strength, battery capacity, and solid suspension make it stand out, while some extra weight and occasional quirks around sourcing some spare parts are worth mentioning. But for my money, the positives far outweigh those small setbacks. If you're thinking of getting the Q8 Plus or have any questions about my experience, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe for more quick reviews like this. Thank you for watching.